Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have this beautiful watch to do a full review on. This is a watch company that I hadn't heard of before, but I think should be on everyone's radar, and that company is Gavox Watch Company, and this is the Gavox Legacy Navy, and I will be talking about this one on this episode of Merly on Time Watch Reviews. Stay tuned. So thanks for tuning back to the channel, everybody. My name is Chris, and I review and unbox budget watches. And I want to begin by welcoming back my regular viewers who have supported the channel, and say a big hello to any of the new comers to the channel today. Hello! Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to give me a thumbs up for this video, and more important than those two, please make a comment on this video as you watch this video and let me know what you think of this watch by Gavox Watch Company. My thanks go out to the owner, Michael from Gavox Watch Company, for trusting me with this watch to do a review. And a special thanks to my friend, WatchWit. Go check out his channel. I'll leave a link up here. He has an amazing channel as well, and be sure to go subscribe to his channel. WatchWit had the watch, and he spent some time with it, and he recommended my channel to the owner, Michael, and sent it to me when he was done spending time with it. And so thank you, Wit, once again for doing that for me. And I will be sending this watch on to another reviewer after this video is done, and I have really enjoyed spending time with this one. So let's begin by giving you the basic specifications about this watch. I did cover these dimensions in my unboxing video, but we'll go over them briefly again now. You have a case diameter from the 9 to the 3 of 41 millimeters. You have a case thickness from the back to the top of the crystal of 11.8 millimeters. The lug width at the lugs here, the band width, is 20 millimeters, and your lug to lug length, the distance between the edge of those lugs, is 50.5 millimeters. The movement in this watch is an automatic, manual, and self-winding Miyota 8218. This movement beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour, causing the seconds hand to sweep at 6 ticks per second, and it has a 42-hour power reserve. The stated accuracy of this movement is anywhere from -20 to +40 seconds per day lost or gained, but this particular watch movement is running at a very nice 3.1 seconds per day. That is plus 3.1 seconds per day. So as we go through today's review, there are a couple of negatives about this watch that I want to bring to your attention. The first of which is the fact that this movement that is in the watch is non-hacking, meaning it will not stop the seconds hand when you pull the crown out to the second position. And while this isn't a big deal for me personally, I know that there are some of you who do not like non-hacking automatic movements, and so I thought that it was worth mentioning in the review. This one is non-hacking. But if you want to learn how to precisely set your non-hacking automatic watch, I do have a video that I did recently on how to do that, and you can check that video out right there. For this watch, they have added a couple of custom modifications to the movement, and these are the customized rotor that you see here. And I have to say that for those of you who know about this movement, the 8000 series of Miyotas, and how noisy the rotor can be while wearing, this custom rotor that was made for this movement and watch does not make any annoying rotor noise while wearing on the wrist, which was a pleasant surprise to me. And I have to give a big shout out to one of my biggest supporters, Andre, who in the unboxing video noticed that the date wheel on this watch has been customized as well. In keeping with the classy feel to this watch, the font on the date wheel has been customized to match the overall aesthetic of a classic looking vintage dress watch. The watch that they sent came with this leather strap, which has some nice contrast stitching at the top of the lugs, as well as by the polished buckle and tang, which you can see here, and this has been branded with the Gavox name onto it. So a quick jump over to the website, and you can see that this watch retails for $406. That's US dollars. The good thing about this is that that price includes the tax, and you can see that you can get this one in a variety of different strap options that you can see on the website there. And the one that we're looking at today is the Nubuck Walnut. So if you're like me, you have no idea what Nubuck leather is, and that's okay. I had to look it up. Nubuck leather is a leather that feels like suede, but it is more durable than suede is. And so yeah, I thought this was a suede band when I first got it, but it is Nubuck, and Nubuck is more durable because it comes from the top grain of the hide. So what you are getting with this watch is a quality leather strap, and you can see that this one has the Gavox branding on the underside as well as genuine leather on the other side. And have a look at what else it has, guys. Can you see that? Quick release spring bars. Oh, fantastic. Easy to switch out to another band if you desire to do so. You do have a fixed keeper by the buckle and tang, as well as a floating keeper as well. And this one is very, very comfortable to wear. Moving on to the case. The case is constructed of 316L stainless steel, which is standard fare and good to see. And it comes with a very unique crown position at the 2 o'clock, which is something that a few of you commented on, that you really liked the 2 o'clock crown position in the unboxing video that I did. Very unique to this watch, or I should say two watches. You don't see too many crowns at the 2 o'clock position, and as you can see, the crown does have some branding. A laser etched letter G there for the Gavox brand is etched onto the top of the crown. It is a pull push crown. It's not screwed down, and so one pull to the first position, and there is a nice little distinct click there, will enable you to change the date wheel at the 6 o'clock by turning the crown clockwise. And a pull to the second position, of course, will enable you to adjust the hour and the minute hand. The crown itself is 5.8 millimeters thick, and so it is a bit of a small crown on this one, and more about that in just a moment. The finishing on the case is done to a good standard, I would say, using a combination of polished and brushed surfaces. Although I would say that the brushed surfaces could have been a bit more refined to make them stand out more. As it is right now, it is a little difficult sometimes to differentiate between the brushed and polished surface on the case. The side of the case, you have a nice high polish finish, which you can see here. And it leads to a linear brushed finish on the side of the lug on either side. As you go to the top of the lug, you can see that there is a slightly high polished chamfered edge to that, and then you have some nice circular polish, or brushing I should say, on the top of the lug that follows the flow of the shape of the case. And you do have a high polish finish on the bezel as well. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal, which you would expect to see at this price point, and it does have some clear AR coating on it to aid with legibility. Now, the standout star of the show is this beautiful dial. To me, it almost looks like a vintage pocket watch, and I would describe it as classy. Let me know in the comments below what word you would use to describe this watch. There is a lot of texturing to this dial, which really makes it stand out. So let me just zoom in here on the watch so that we can have a look at it, and I will try and include some other macro on it as well. Everything is printed on the dial, but just look at the texturing, beginning with the outer part of the dial here, which you can see has a nice circular pattern on it. Really, really nice circular pattern going around the outside of the dial. That circular pattern is also matched at the complication of the running seconds hand, so you can see the circular pattern that is happening there. And then as you move into the center of the dial, you have Gavox Watch Company printed there, following the circle pattern of the watch itself. And then in between you have this nice ribbing, or maybe a better word for that would be like a wainscoting type feel to it. So there is just a lot going on with the dial. It is absolutely gorgeous. You do have a date window with a beveled edge at the 6 o'clock and a black border around it. And again, the numerals on the date wheel, the font matches the font that is used on the outer track of the watch. So they have customized that as well. And so absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous watch. Really is a pleasure to look at it. Really, really nice. The handset is nice as well. You can see that the hour hand goes right to the edge of that outer part of the dial, the inner edge, and then the seconds, or the minute hand rather, will reach all the way to the printed train track that goes along the outer edge. Really, really beautiful. I just really love the dial on this watch. So a beautifully designed and very classy looking dress watch. Here's what it looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. I will say that there is a little bit of lume that is on the circles on that hour and minute hand. It is a dress watch, so you're not expecting a lot of lume, and there certainly isn't a lot of lume. It's not worth doing a lume shot on. But there is a little bit of lume as an added touch to the circles on the hour minute hand as mentioned, which will give you some legibility at night, but not much. So I did mention there was 2 negatives about this watch, the first of which is the fact that it is a non-hacking automatic movement. The second negative about this watch that I have to mention is the crown engagement. There is no issue as far as the pulling of the crown. There's 2 distinct positions, but the crown at the 2 o'clock is too small, and because it's located next to this lug, I found it kind of difficult to wind the watch because the lug kind of gets in the way. It's small, so I have a difficult time getting a good purchase or grip on it. The crown itself is finished in a high polish, and there isn't really much knurling around the crown, so it's not very easy to grip. And when you are adjusting the date wheel or even the time or even winding the watch, as I said, because the crown is so close to that lug, it just makes the practical use of the crown a little bit more difficult. I think if they made the crown just a little bit bigger, added some knurling to it instead of that polished finish and very little ribbing or knurling on the edge of the crown, it would have made the crown engagement much better. But other than that, guys, it is a fantastic watch. And as I said, the dial is just so beautiful. So thank you very much, Michael, for allowing me the opportunity to have this watch into review. The next reviewer that gets it is going to love it as much as I did. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what you thought of this one. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I'm going to have another awesome giveaway. I'm giving away at least 1, if not 2, automatic watches once I reach 1,500 subscribers. So if you could help me out by hitting subscribe and helping me get to that mark, I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know in the comments, as always, what you thought of this watch. And remember, guys, whenever you leave your house, you know what you have to do. You have to have a great looking piece to wear on your wrist, like this Gavox Legacy Navy. And remember, wherever you're going, you need to get there on time. God bless you guys. We'll see you in the next video.